Hello everybody and welcome to the CT Sim Racing's GT1 Le Mans 24 hours in 2 hours. I'm your host Craig Cook and we're here at Circuit de la Sarthe for this event. It's going to be an absolute corker. We have 7 race drivers on track in these lovely GT1 classics, and what a start we had as we get underway now. And it was finalised who took the lead as they come into turn 1 for the first time, and in the Mazda, the gorgeous Mazda, and hard on the brakes he went with Clive in second, Super 4 in third, and then overshooting on the brakes was audio muted, and you'll find that he was very underpowered in the Porsche as they go under the Dunlop Bridge through the sweeping S's now. Finalise really putting the hammer down early on, and seeing Albie there right at the back in the Jaguar was a very big surprise at the start of this race. He did try and move down the inside of audio muted, but slammed the door quite closed, very closed actually, as he done the switcheroo, well tried to, as they make their way down the Mulsanne straight for the first time. And it's Butler on board now, we are, and he closes up the gap on Clive, and I don't really think he realised how quick they were actually going down the straight. No chicanes this time round for this 24-hour event. And it was Clive now into third place as Butler swoops past in the Nissan, and also the Porsche of Superpoor goes into third place. And then there was a quick glance, and into the toe went Clive down the outside here with a fantastic move, and goes back into that third place. The Superpoor has a look again now in the draft, and in round the outside he goes. And side by side was the drag race down to the right-hander, and lovely coffee area down there. And as you can see, Butler with a massive mistake as he come off the end of the Mulsanne straight and spun out, and that was going to cost him. And you'll see later on in the race, the weather did change quite drastically as we see Superpoor going off the track there, and Clive now swooping into second, but he did get a half-second penalty earlier on in that sector, but it was finalised in the Mazda that was absolutely away at this start of this first lap. So Clive there in second, Superpoor in third, and then we had Stuboy in Mercedes, fantastic sounding Mercedes as well. The Superpoor trying to chase down Clive as they through the fantastic Arnage area with Adam Barth now in the Jag in 5th place after the spin from Butler, with audio muted in the Porsche in 7th place. Coming through now with a 1.5 second penalty as the Mazda have finalised, the only American in this race. Now on board. Now right here at lap 2, as you can just see just in front of us, there was a contact between Stuboy and Superpoor, which left both of them off the track, and Stuboy felt that he needed to slow down to give that place back, but this gave opportunity for the likes of Adam Barth, and then straight away the Nissan of Butler now into 4th place. Battle was on between these 3 drivers now. It carried on going through the lap, with now Clive clinching onto that 2nd place, with Butler in 3rd, trying to find a way through, but not quite doing it. And as you can see, Adam Barth now, the number 4 Albie Jag there, closing in as they make their approach to lap 3 of what was going to be a 31 lap race. Making moves was Butler after the spin early on in the start of this event, but under the Dunlop Bridge they go. Butler there in the Nissan, lovely looking car as well. Then we had this battle going on later in the lap with Stuboy now going around the outside at the Mulsanne corner there, and he did it round the outside. A little bit of a twitch on as the back end of that powerful Mercedes manages to get that hammer down very luckily, but the drag race was on as Albie now found that inside line. They go under the Rolex boards there, and the Jag flying through as the sparks splash off the bottom of the floor pan and the tarmac and into the braking zone, and Adam Barth held that 4th place. Meanwhile, it started to getting dark in this event as lap 5 came across and the lights were on, and it was starting to show some signs of the night time coming in, and the glowing of the brakes was one of those moments that we all cherish. As Audio Muted makes his way round, not the fastest guy on the track, and he didn't have quite the best setup as Butler was the first to jump into the pits, as well as Clive and Stuboy, who actually came in with fumes. No fuel in that car, but Butler really needed to make a chance now of closing the gap on the 2 up front, which are finalised, and Albie as Superport also came in, as well as Clive in this first part of the race. Down with the jacks, and there we go, going into the mid part of lap 8, and it was getting very, very dark indeed as Adam Barth, Albie there in the Jag in 2nd place, as Finalised was just cruising round now, popping in these 3:14s, and the fastest lap at the moment was a 3:13.177. So Finalised dipped into the pit lane, and this gave Adam Barth the opportunity to do so as well. As he saw the leader go in, so did Albie. Now, was there going to be a change? As you can see, the medium tyre for Albie, and Finalised on the softer tyre. Now, this was a dramatic part of the race, as you will find out shortly. Finalised goes with the fuel, and out he goes on the softs, and there is Butler in 3rd place as Adam Barth, Albie, goes and gets his car up on the jacks with a new tyre change, but Finalised was away in the Mazda. Gorgeous car flying through the 3rd sector there, and this was a pivotal moment in the race because it started to rain, and Finalised bailed into the he literally just dove into the pits last minute, but Butler stayed out, and so did Stuboy, and you can see it was starting to get very torrential very, very quickly. And as soon as they saw that this was happening, this was absolutely incredible stuff from Butler. He was pushing really hard, but Finalised was chasing him down. And drivers were now changing for the wets. And as you can see, overshoots does Butler at the Mulsanne corner. And that was going to be a crucial part of the race, as we were speaking about earlier on. And Finalised could see all this happening, as also Stuboy was struggling on the softer tyre. And look at him trying to put the power down. It just wasn't working. There is Butler, and just in the background you will see Finalised come round that right-hander. There he is, and even he was struggling, but there it is. The back end goes round. He can't get the power down, and this again, Finalised cuts down the outside there, as you can see, just nearly catching the rear end of the Nissan. Also the same for Albie as he passes Stuboy, but these guys were really struggling in this torrential weather, and as you can see, down the inside of Butler, and overshoots does Albie in the Jaguar and passes Butler on track. Now Finalised was well away now. This was an absolute belter of a race for him, so into lap 14 there you go. It was Finalised in first, and again Butler spins round, and as you can see, there is Clive in the background, and Clive says thank you very much. He did exactly what he should have done. He jumped in the pits when everyone else did, and Superport also in 4th place now, passing the ever struggling Butler as he spins round and round again. Butler did manage to get into the pits and chuck on some wet tyres. Now into the halfway point of the race, pitch black, it's chucking down the rain. What do? Of course you overtake and overshoot on the brakes again, and that was a back marker there with Clive going past audio muted, as we see finalised in the Mazda, and then Adam Albie there in the Jaguar. Third place now for Clive in the Porsche. Also following suit is Super Paul. Just a quick glance at audio muted, who was still pushing on. So you can see massive time changes there, with 3:59s being some of his faster laps. 3:48 as you can see on track there. But the battle to watch out for as we come into lap 23 was this one. Clive and Super Paul battling away, and those two were literally holding hands for a good 4 or 5 laps. Super Paul really trying his best to find the opportunity to get past Clive, but also trying to save fuel at the same time. So it was a better option just to sit behind the man who was now in second, as Adam Bath Albie goes back into the pits and changes tyres for softs. He was the first one to bite the bullet and go onto the soft tyre as he sees the weather changing, and Superport also did the same. He came back into the pits as well after lap 25, and there you can see the softs now working very well indeed, as the guys on the intermediates are starting to find out as Clive goes sideways around the left-hander in a very hard braking zone of the right-hander, 90-degree turn. And, Clive was under real pressure from the Jag driver. Into the pits came Clive on the intermediates, and stopped again for the same set of tyres, which was very interesting. You could see that Adam Bath was doing so well on the softer tyre. Meanwhile, Superport come round again, and he decided to stay out, and I think at that point did pass Clive on the road. But we see an absolutely fantastic battle between Audio Muted and Stuboy going past for position under the Dunlop Bridge. Meanwhile, Adam Bath came into the pits, and this was going to give an opportunity for Clive also to pass Superport down the road as he also went in. But it was this man here, finalised, who was finding his feet and passing Butler, which could have changed dramatically throughout the race, but they even had time to go sideways as Albie there came through there in second and Clive in third. And Superport trying to find his way through there in fourth place. One more lap to go for these guys, but it was fantastic. There is Butler in fifth, and Stuboy running out of fuel at the last part of the race. Already muted there in seventh, but this is the man who made it all happen. It was finalised, who took the win and the checker flag in the first 24-hour in 2 hours. Race results was finalised, took the win. Albie in second, Superport third, Clive in fourth with Butler there in fifth. Stuboy in sixth, Audio Muted in seventh place with the fastest lap, 3 minutes and 10.211 by finalised. A cracking meeting here at Le Mans, 24 hours in 2 hours. Thank you to Adam Bath. And that was it. Thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you again soon. Take care.